I'm waiting for the Facebook video to go live. It is a little slow today. Let's start over. Maybe if I take it off the Wi-Fi. Oh, it's live. Happy Sunday! It's late and I'm ready for bed. Actually, I've been kind of under the weather all weekend, so I didn't bother to put on any makeup today, and I'm still kind of windburned from the skiing. So what there is to talk about today is your lack of action is costing you your life. In my case, my lack of action is costing me my life. And one of the things that I have yet to do is get my daughter to sleep in her own bed. We co-sleep, meaning, when she was first born, she slept right next to me, and it was very easy for me to nurse her and to care for her when she slept and things like that. And then around the age of 2 is when I weaned my son off of breastfeeding. And Ava, I weaned her off earlier, like a year and a half or something, maybe a little earlier than that, because I started traveling and it was just easier to get her to not be dependent on nursing. And she slept fine with whether or not she was nursing or not. Like, when she understood that there was no more nursing, then she just like, okay, fine, well, I'll just sleep with mom. And I love cuddling up to her. And of course, knowing that I don't know if I'm gonna have another kid or not, like, I love cuddling next to her, and I love sleeping next to this beautiful face and hearing her breathing and smelling her smells. Like, it's such a wonderful motherly experience. But what I've learned is whenever I stir, like when I get up early to meditate or to exercise, if I move out of bed, she will know. And she's like, where's that warm mama body next to me? And so she'll wake up and start crying. And so then I've been using it as the perfect excuse to slack on my meditation, slack on my exercise. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just shove everything at the end of the day after work. So my goal is to get up, take her to school, go home from work, work out, and then hopefully it squeezes all in before dinner. Well, inevitably, something will pop up, like I'll have a doctor's appointment to take her to, or take Austin to, or I end up working late or something, and then the workout never happens, right? And so it kind of cascades into the rest of my life. Like the meditation, I just sit up in bed to meditate, but then I fall asleep because, I'm sitting in bed, and so when I associate bed with sleep, and so it's been more challenging to like stay awake to meditate. And then and it's just the perfect excuse, right? It's the perfect excuse to be like, oh, my daughter, she's only 2. I'm just, she's only 2, and I don't know if I'm gonna have another kid, and I just love sleeping next to her, and it's costing me in many areas of my life. Like if this is like a cascading effect, right? Like, and then I turn into this mindset. I'm like, well, I don't have enough time to do stuff. Like I don't have enough time to work out. I don't have enough time to build my social media presence, my audience. I don't have time to journal. Like, it's not all true, right? Like, journaling doesn't take that long. Asking 1 or 2 people to like your page doesn't take very long. Adding you for friends doesn't take very long. But not exercising regularly, like I did before, like religiously, costs me in terms of energy. Like, if I don't exercise every single day, then I start losing energy. I start getting tired more easily. I start getting sick more easily. Like, usually I don't get sick. But then the last few days I've been kind of under the weather because I haven't been keeping up with my exercise. And so, like, it's such a small thing. The small thing is to set my foot down, make the decision, and choose to get my daughter to sleep in her own bed. But since I've been delaying it, it's costing me a lot more than what I think it's costing. I think it's just costing me a little bit of time here and there. It's costing me to not always follow my workout routine and things like that. But it's also costing me because when you're not in shape and you don't exercise a ton, when you go run a 10K after you've been skiing for a few days, you sleep for 5 hours because you're so tired, and your body's just not used to this kind of activity. And before, if I was in decent shape and I lifted weights and I worked on my cardio, like if I ran a 10K and after skiing and stuff like that, I would just bounce back faster. I wouldn't be taking a 5-hour nap, and I wouldn't be coughing with all this phlegm and all this stuff. Probably from eating too much sugar and stuff. We had an employee appreciation day, and there was like cakes and cookies and all sorts of stuff. Ice cream, vegan ice cream. And so it's just a perfect storm of stuff. And then I'm feeling pretty crappy this weekend. It's just like being under the weather. And all of this would be better if I did the hard part, which is setting a date, setting a goal, sitting down with my husband and saying, okay, it's happening. It's time to wean Ava off of co-sleeping with me. It's time for her to sleep in her own bed. It's time for me to get back into my routine. Time to get up early, exercise, meditate, get back to it, take care of myself again, and not get sick so much, right? So, my question to you is, what areas of your life are you not doing things immediately? Like you're delaying things. What areas of your life? Thanks, love. Thanks for all the love, Kelly. What areas of your life are you delaying? Like yesterday I talked about, Yesterday I talked about like the thing there is to do is to get your ass in the ski lift so that it takes you up to the top of the mountain, and then the thing there is to do is to ski down the mountain, because there's only one way to get down to the bottom of the mountain, that is to ski. So what is that an analogy to your life? Like if you were to do something that would like get you to be in a better spot. For me, it would be setting a date, setting a goal, declaring when I'm going to have Ava sleep in her own bed, and then getting my exercise together, getting my meditation together, like spending more time for myself. Like if you watch Kelly Roberts, and he declared that he was going to publish or have his book completed by April. Like for him, that was the equivalent of him putting his ass into the ski lift chair and going up the mountain and doing what there is to do so that when it's April 1st, he is skiing down the mountain. So what there is to do now is he's writing the book every single day to get the book ready, right? So what analogy is it for you? Like what is the thing that you are delaying? What is the thing that you are not doing? What is the equivalent of you not putting your ass in the ski lift chair? Because that is the thing that is costing you your life. For me, it's costing me my health. It's costing me my vitality, my exercise. I still have this nice little gut action over here, which I technically wouldn't have if I actually put more time and effort into tracking my food, exercising daily, and just taking better care of myself, And sometimes the sleep with my daughter isn't always that restful. Sometimes she stirs and things like that. But, what thing are you delaying in your life that is costing you your life? Maybe it's like not looking at your bills. Maybe it's not looking at your financial condition. Maybe it's not like being really upfront with expenses that you spend every single day. Like if you're not tracking, you're not looking at it, then how can you rein it in and see like where you could be like cutting costs and generating wealth and saving money, right? Like maybe it's something like that. Or maybe it's like a pile of clothes that you leave on the changing table that you have to put away. In the meantime, you're living out of the dryer. You're living out of like going through these piles of things. And there is like this vibe that you send out when your house is not organized. Like, what is that costing you, right? Maybe it's the pile of dishes that you leave in the sink and you don't wash them. And then there's like germs and microbes, and you end up using like plasticware or disposalware, and you're like filling up the landfills or whatever. Like, what is it you are not doing that is really costing your life? And for me, I realized that this weekend I sat down and talked with my husband, and I said, okay, let's set a date. When is the time that Ava is going to be weaned off of sleeping next to me, and she's going to be sleeping in her own bed? So we set a date. The date is Friday. So we have a 3-day weekend for her to transition to sleeping into her own bed or her crib. We haven't decided. And then we'll see how she adjusts. And she's very she's very feisty and she's very vocal. So we know there will be a lot of crying and there will be a lot of resistance. And yes, it's not going to be like the smoothest transition, but the payoff, the payoff is wonderful. The payoff of being able to get back into routine, getting up whenever I desire to get up again, meditate, work out, have it all done, take care of first thing in the morning so that I can go to work, not think about it during the day. And at home, I can get home, I can work on the things there is to do. Maybe it's writing a book. Maybe it's working on a website. Maybe it's asking people to join me in my journey or my message or whatever it is. You know, like there's a better way for me to spend my time if I would sit my ass into the ski lift chair. So that's the message of today. What thing are you delaying that's really costing you your life? Think about it. It's really costing you your life. It's costing you your health. It's costing you your vitality. It's costing you from living life fully. Like there is a cost. There is a payoff and there's a cost. And when are you going to decide and choose that it's time? It's time to stop paying the cost. It's time to have another payoff. It's time to take care of yourself. It's time to get things into order. It's time to live a deeply fulfilled, meaningful, vibrant, powerful life. It's time. It's your time. It really is. So that's it. That's the message I had tonight. If you haven't checked out the movie A Star is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, go check it out. If you haven't checked out Kelly's post on setting a date and moving forward and doing what there is to do, go check it out. If you haven't checked out Lauren Roberts' videos yesterday on putting your ass in the ski lift and going down the mountain, check it out. And what else? Oh yes, so here's the final thought of the day. So I'm listening to this astrological course as part of this. I'm taking this course on a weekly basis. It's called breath work. It's called Neurodynamic Breath Work. And one of the courses he offered was learning a little bit about astrology. So I had a certified astrologist do an astrological reading for me. And I was very intrigued by how accurate it was. And Marty Montez, my certified astrologist, he said, this is a science. This is a science. And my father-in-law, he's like, this is not a science. It's like mumbo jumbo. Nobody believes in that stuff. And so I'm listening to this guy talk about astrology today. And he goes, an astrological chart is kind of like possibility on how you could live your life, like how good your life could go and how bad your life could go. Not that there's such thing as a bad life, but it's not set in stone and it's not destiny. It's just like these are the conditions that you were born with, and this is how the planets were, and this is how your personality is affected. You go. Whoa! And he said something. What cat? Ava has cat on her shirt. Cat. And she has blueberry all over it and some spaghetti sauce. She'll be getting a bath shortly for bed. Hi. 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 And she has a runny nose. And Uncle Kelly sends you some love, Ava. When you were first born on maternity leave, Uncle Kelly and Auntie Lauren were holding you, Ava. Now she's 2. She's 2, Kelly. She's so big now. So I was listening to the astrological thing, and he goes, you know, like, everything is a choice. Like, your life is a choice. Your life is a creation. Like, you get to choose how it goes. Another thing that he said was really, really profound was he said, when you look at with your naked eyes, like a grain of sand in the universe, it looks like really dark, like there's nothing. But if you look at the grain of sand through the Hubble telescope, it looks like it's actually tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of galaxies. So there's so many things that we can't see in this human form. Like, this body that we're in is so limited in a way. And so, like, you don't know what you're capable of. You don't know the infinite powerhouse that you are. You don't know how magnificent you are. Like, you just don't know. She's looking at these pictures on my desk. So, harness who you truly are. Be really open-minded to your capabilities and how in charge you could be if you choose to be. And know that the life experience that you have is actually a choice, and it's actually a creation that you get to choose on your own. Ava is so happy. She's a happy kid. Right, Ava? Okay. So, with that said, I leave you now. I bid you adieu.
Daddy.
Oh, I send you love, light, profound clarity, and infinite possibilities in the life that you choose to create for yourself that is aligned with your soul's expansion and growth. And if you didn't already know, I'm a life coach. So if you're looking for a life coach, if you know someone's looking for a life coach, reach out to me. And if you saw any value in this video, please share. And I'm working to build my like page and my audience. So if you could go to Soul, S-O-U-L, Soul Elevated Life, Facebook, and like my page, that'd be awesome if it vibes with you. Right? Okay. So I'm gonna bye, Ava.
Bye.
Bye. Here's you living a soul elevated life. We will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
Wanna mwah. Wanna mwah. Aw, she blew you a kiss. Mwah. 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 Uncle Kelly sends you his love, Ava. I love you.
I love you.